This is a lesson on economic system. An economic system is a method of allocating resources. The basic problem of every economy is scarcity, that is, limited resources for satisfying unlimited human wants. Every country, therefore, has to come up with how its scarce resources are owned, controlled, and distributed. This is the economic system. An economic system addresses the key decisions that arise as a result of scarcity. These are what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. The allocation of resources could be reserved for only the public sector, the private sector, or both of them. This gives rise to three types of economic systems. Number one, the market economic system, where resource ownership, control, or allocation is left to the private sector. The private sector is made up of individual consumers and businesses. Number two, planned economic system, where resources are allocated by the public sector or government. Number three, a mixed economy, where the allocation of resources is handled by both the private sector and the public sector. Market economy. A market economy is one in which resources in the economy are controlled by private individuals and businesses. Note that it is impossible to see a country where all resources are owned by the private sector. One of the major features of this system is the forces of demand and supply determining prices. Decisions on resource allocation are in the hands of both consumers that demand for goods and businesses that supply goods. The forces of demand and supply are referred to as the price mechanism. The government's role in economic activities is minimal in this type of economic system. It allows private initiative, but the government will intervene when there is market failure. A situation in which the resources are not used in the best interest of the society, such as when businesses are creating a lot of environmental pollution. This economic system is profit-driven as businesses are privately owned. The market economy is also called the free market or capitalist system. How does the market economy answer the three basic questions of what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce? Let's consider the first question, what to produce. The free market responds to the requirements of consumers by producing what they want. This is the only way to ensure that businesses meet their objective of profit maximization. If they don't produce what the consumers want, they lose sales and profits. The next question, how to produce. Private firms will choose the least cost method of production in trying to meet the demand of the consumers. This will ensure that profit is maximized at whatever level of output is required by the consumers. The last question is, for whom to produce. This system is driven by private individuals. The incomes or purchasing power of consumers determine the amount of goods and services they can enjoy. This often favors the high-income earners who have more purchasing power, and that is why the government may intervene to assist the poor, for example, by setting maximum prices for essential products. What are the advantages of a market economy? There is freedom for all. Individuals are free to set up their own businesses. This encourages competition and improves the quality of the products offered. Lack of government interference. The system is not slowed down by the government. Quick decision-making on resource allocation speeds up productive activities leading to economic growth. Consumers have a variety of goods to choose from, since there are many alternatives, unlike when the government handles production. There is a high degree of customer satisfaction as the system is quick to respond to what consumers want to remain profitable. Disadvantages of the market economy. The free market does not guarantee employment for the citizens as firms use a method of production that minimizes cost. If machines are cheaper than labor, they will embark on capital-intensive production method, regardless of job losses. The lower the cost, the higher their profits. It promotes inequality of income and wealth because it rewards only productive people. High-income earners have more access to goods and have resources to set up businesses, widening the income gap between the rich and the poor. Certain goods may not be provided because private businesses may find it difficult to make a profit from them. These goods are called public goods. This will cause serious hardship for the people, For example, roads, streetlights, policing and defense. There are other problems that cause the failure of the market economy. They include pollution, climate change, and resource depletion. The second type of economic system is a planned economy. A pure planned economy is hard to find, but North Korea is a good example because the government plays a major role in economic activities. A planned economy is also called a command economy or centrally planned economic system. In this economy, the government allocates resources. It determines what to produce, how to produce them, and how the goods produced are distributed. There is no price mechanism as the government fixes prices as it may deem fit, and government will not waste resources by duplicating production, which reduces choices. Let's consider how the three basic questions are answered by this type of economic system. What to produce? This is at the discretion of the government, even though we all know how slow the government can be at anticipating demand or responding to the needs of the consumers. The next question, how to produce? This is also at the discretion of the government. The government usually goes beyond economic consideration when deciding on the production method to use. For example, the government may decide to use labor-intensive method of production, even though it is more expensive than capital-intensive to prevent job losses. For whom to produce? The government ensures that everyone has access. Access to goods is not purely based on income level or purchasing power. Advantages of planned economy. Number 1, employment is guaranteed. Number 2, there is no duplication or provision of multiple brands of the same product. This avoids waste of resources on unhealthy competition among businesses, such as wasteful advertising. Number 3, the government provides essential goods, such as health, education at free or at discounted prices to ensure access by all. It also provides roads and defense which are often neglected by the private sector. This will promote welfare and reduce hardship for the poor and vulnerable people in the society. In addition, it will reduce inequality in the country. Number 4, it ensures that there is no private monopoly which makes prices too high for the citizens. What are the disadvantages of a planned economy? One of the demerits of a command or planned economy is the absence of competition. It does not promote entrepreneurship among the citizens. Consequently, innovation and the quality of products are reduced. Government-owned businesses suffer from bureaucratic bottlenecks due to excessive rules and procedures that make decision-making slow and impair productivity. There is inefficiency emanating from being less responsive to the needs of the consumers. Not producing what consumers want is a form of inefficient utilization of scarce resources. Political interference in the administration of public sector businesses is one of the reasons for poor performance and productivity. The government appoints the directors of these organizations and interferes in their administration. The third type of economic system is the mixed economy. This is a combination of both private and public sectors. For example, United Kingdom, Nigeria, and India. Some businesses are owned by private individuals and others are owned by the government. The government can own businesses such as rail, transport, electricity, and gas companies. It also provides services such as defense and public roads. A mixed economic system combines the best of both market and planned economic systems. People have a lot of choices as private businesses are still allowed. The freedom to set up businesses speeds up growth of the economy. Government ensures that welfare is promoted by providing those products that are not offered by the private sector. However, government regulations may be excessive or ineffective, which can stifle the private sector. For example, price controls and taxation.